Welcome back to the Kelly Counts Macros podcast. I'm Kelly, your macros coach, your tough love encourager that will always give you a hug and a kick in the rump, and your guide to losing weight to reveal those defined muscles and finally feeling confident in your own skin without extremes, without guilt, or giving up real food that you love. Before we jump in, make sure you hit the follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Every Monday, I teach you how to simplify nutrition, ditch the overwhelm, and get the real results that actually stick. Inside the clubhouse this week, I made the Light Bite Chex Mix. Anybody else a Chex Mix fan? My kids love when I make this and they can take it to their tournaments. My daughter loves taking it to her volleyball tournaments to munch on in the car or share with her team. It definitely beats the candy salads the team usually makes. Nothing wrong with those. It's just the germs that get me. If you have a volleyball player, you know the team basically builds a camp with pillows and blankets and food and germs everywhere. It's adorable and it's chaotic and it's fun, but it always makes me brace myself because I feel like she's going to get sick the following week. So, anyhow, I love the Light Bite Chex Mix from the Clubhouse recipe files. It's perfect, it's crunchy, it's salty, hits the spot. And of course, all of the Clubhouse recipes are family friendly, clickable, and shoot right into the app. All right, today we're talking about one of the most underrated tools in nutrition. It is fiber, why it keeps you full, how it impacts hunger hormones, how it affects fat loss, and why I push big as salads, veggies, potatoes, cauliflower rice, wraps, bowls every single day, especially while participating in my 8-week Shred Plus Train with Kate. So let's dive in. Most people think hunger is just part of dieting, and while hunger is not an emergency, there are things we can do to help ourselves out. So, if you're constantly starving, overeating at night, picking at snacks, raiding the pantry for goldfish or Oreos, or losing control on the weekends and drinking too much wine and munching on too many chips, there's a huge chance your meals are missing the one thing that can help stabilize appetite, and that is fiber. So, but to understand why fiber works, you have to understand what's happening in your body. So, what does fiber actually do in your body? So, fiber slows gastric emptying. It keeps food in your stomach longer, which activates the stretch receptors and sends a loud, clear message to your brain, I'm full. And this instantly reduces the ghrelin. And the ghrelin, if you've been around me long enough, you know that that's your hunger hormone. So fiber slows blood sugar spikes. So when carbs digest too fast, your blood sugar shoots up and then it crashes and then you crave more food. So fiber helps to regulate the release of glucose, which keeps your energy stable and your cravings low. So if you ever notice maybe after lunch, when you've had a lot of carbs, your blood sugar might feel like it's shooting up, and then you have what we always say, the sugar crash. Okay, fiber helps with that. Fiber ferments in the gut. So these fatty acids, they improve hormone regulation, gut health, inflammation, and even metabolism. So they also help your body become more sensitive to leptin, which leptin is your satiety hormone. That means your body can actually hear the you're full message. So fiber increases meal volume without adding calories, especially if you are trying to be consistent with a calorie deficit. So your stomach recognizes volume, not calories. I'm going to say that again. Your stomach recognizes volume, not calories. So a 450 calorie low fiber meal might feel tiny. A 450 calorie high fiber meal can feel huge. So, fiber is one of the biggest tools for feeling full in a calorie deficit, and perhaps you're not getting enough, okay? So, most Americans are only getting 10 to 12 grams of fiber per day. And here's what they say you should aim for. Women, 25 to 28 grams per day. Men, 30 to 34 grams per day. So, inside the clubhouse in the shred, you're already ahead of the game because you're building meals with berries, potatoes, veggies, soups, fiber wraps, high fiber pastas, volume bowls. But even then, many of you are still under eating fiber without realizing it. So, increasing fiber gradually improves fullness, digestion, energy, and controlling that appetite. So, the micronutrients in fiber rich foods, they aren't just filling, they are nutrient powerhouses. You're getting B vitamins to help that energy production. You're getting that potassium for muscle recovery. You're getting magnesium to help you sleep and for blood sugar regulation. You're getting vitamin C for that immunity and that skin, and you're getting the antioxidants for inflammation support. So these foods don't help you just lose weight, they help you function better. They help your body function better. Your body likes them. So you will hear me say all the time, we talk about protein, right? So high protein plus high fiber equals the ultimate satiety combo. So protein triggers the fullness hormones, fiber slows digestion, and together they stretch your calorie budget much further. So that's why I tell you to eat every day a big salad or a veggie loaded wrap or a baked potato topped with protein or a bowl full of veggies with protein on top. We talk about soups and stir fries, veggie loaded pastas, and cauliflower rice or regular rice bowls. And this is why. Not because it's trendy, not because this combination makes eating in a calorie deficit easier and sustainable. That's why we do it. That's why we combine, okay? We combine these two to make it eating in a calorie deficit easier. So your calories are your budget, and fiber makes them spend better. Perhaps it's like a coupon, right? If you're thinking about your calories with a budget, fiber makes you spend better. So every day, I do give you a calorie budget, and you could blow it on foods that leave you starving. You could blow it on Oreos and wheat thins and goldfish and chips and salsa. Or you can spend it wisely on volume foods that stretch your calories further. So maybe a donut hole is 80 calories, but a big bowl of berries is 80 calories. So one vanishes in 4 seconds. Think about how quickly you can eat a Tim Hortons donut hole. One fills your stomach. So fiber gives you more food for the same calories, which is the secret to being full in a deficit. So, how to increase your fiber daily without misery. You don't want to jump up too high, okay? So, don't jump from 10 grams to 30 grams overnight. Increase it slowly, maybe adding berries in the morning, tossing some shredded cabbage into your stir fry, mixing cauliflower rice with regular rice, adding zucchini or mushrooms to pasta, putting some veggies on top of your pizza, adding broccoli to your mac and cheese, using a high fiber wrap instead of a regular tortilla, building that one big high fiber salad a day, choosing potatoes as your carb. People are still fearing eating potatoes, okay? It is one of the most satisfying foods on earth. You can add carrots, onions, celeries, peppers to pretty much everything. So fiber is not hard to find. You just have to be intentional. So, some things that might happen when you don't eat enough fiber, perhaps you're noticing some of these, and increasing your fiber will help. So, maybe you're having more cravings, maybe you're feeling like your blood sugar is unstable, you're hungry, maybe you're constipated, lower energy, you're having a harder time sticking to the calorie deficit, maybe you're overeating at night. Okay. It's one of the simplest, cheapest, most powerful tools for fat loss. Okay. So, this is why today's episode matters so much. We celebrated on Instagram this week, so please head over to my Instagram to check out some of the results. They are crazy good. The shred opens in January, in April, and then again in September. So if you're listening to this, please make note of that. If you're interested in further coaching, I have one opening for a private client. Please reach out to me. You can send me a message on either Instagram or my Facebook so that we can get you feeling better in your own skin. So, if today's episode gave you an aha moment about fiber, about hunger, fullness, send it to a friend who's constantly hungry or struggling with their calorie deficit. It might be exactly what they need. And if you're not yet inside the clubhouse, this is your sign. It starts with a one-on-one private consultation with me, and then we get you right into the membership. So that is on my website at kellycountsmacros.com, counts with a K. We do amazing things inside of the clubhouse. There's awesome recipes every single week, like the Light Bite Chex Mix. So we break things down, we keep it simple. Remember, you're always doing better than you think you are, and we will see you next week.